Hello everybody, this is Andy from Andy's Amateur Adventures, coming at you with a unboxing and a quasi how-to video. I'm putting an AI box in my truck, that way I can run wireless Apple Carplay. This particular AI box will let you do wireless Android Auto as well. So now I'm into the unboxing, and it's nice shiny box. Very first thing from the box is the instructions, and then there's the quick start guide, and I mainly use the quick start guide. Both of them were available online, and I actually read it before I opened this box. And then that's the compute unit itself. On one side there's a USB Type-C and the other USB Type-A, and it has those nice little peels right there. And then it comes with two cables. One has a USB Type-C and a USB Type-A on one end. The other one has USB Type-C on both ends. I am going to use the USB Type-C, and that is the connector on the device that connects to your vehicle. And in the Ford Maverick, you can connect it to either the USB Type-C or the USB Type-A. I elected to keep my USB Type-A always populated. And I actually later get some double-sided tape, and I mount it just the way that you saw right there. And the USB Type-A on the AI box is utilized as an alternate input. So you can get a USB stick and put movies, TV shows, music, what have you on it, and it will play through the AI box. Now the vehicle itself, you can do the same thing, but it will only work for music. It will not work for videos. Alright, now that I have everything set up, I'm going to go ahead and turn the power on to my vehicle. I didn't turn the vehicle all the way on, I just turned on the accessory power. And you see the AI box is starting to boot up, and the red light is going to blink on and off, and it will go through an initial startup sequence the first time that you do this. All the other times there is there's not all these pop-ups. So this is the very first time that you hook it up, you're going to have all kinds of pop-ups. But it's not that way every time. It usually takes about 30 seconds in order to turn on. And now that it detects it, it brings you to this menu, which is a little bit different than the menu that you may be used to from your vehicle. And now, because this is my first time, I am pairing, and it takes a long time to pair with my phone. So what I'm going to do during this pairing process is I'm going to put in cuts, and I'll bring it back every time something new pops up on screen. Okay, I cut out about 45 seconds of video, and it paired with my phone. And now the Android Auto is doing its first launch and initial setup. So it's asking for two-factor authentication with the phone and a couple other things. That's why I'm focusing more on my phone right now than I am on the Maverick. And just looking over the quick start guide. Okay, I'll put in another about 40-second cut, and here I am going into Android Auto, and now it's doing yet another Bluetooth pair initial setup thing. And no, you do not see this every time. This screen is an initial setup only. And you'll want to pay attention a little bit more than me, because the screen just changed to reading ready, and when it does that, you need to tap the screen in order to continue. Alright, and every time you click the button, there will be a notification that pops up on your phone during this initial setup, and you'll need to pause and take care of whatever pops up on your phone, and then you can continue on with what's happening on the screen. Now I had about a 2-minute cut while I was adjusting the Wi-Fi password settings, stuff like that on my phone before I came here and was able to move to the next phase of this setup. And what this setup does is it makes it so that the AI box itself will automatically switch back and forth between Wi-Fi and Bluetooth for its internet connectivity. So if I drive home or to work and there's a Wi-Fi network there, it'll automatically hop onto the Wi-Fi network when it detects it, instead of using my cell phone data usage. So that's what all this setup is right now. And I would have shown you it, but it was a lot of two-factor authentication and putting in network passwords and stuff like that. But now that I'm done, it's time to go back and now set up the Bluetooth pairing, because I set up the Wi-Fi pairing first, and then you set up the automatic Bluetooth pairing second. You can set it up, or you can actually not set it up and do manual pairing every time you turn it on, but that's a little bit annoying. You have to actually go back and set it up so it does Bluetooth pairing automatically whenever you turn it on. Alright, and now I just put in what I think is my final two-factor authentication for actually setting up the device. So I set up 3 Wi-Fi networks and I set up the Bluetooth pairing. And now every time I turn it on, that is the only, I won't have to do that. It is now set permanently in the AI box until I set it back to factory reset if I sell it. Oh yes, and another thing that you have to do is you enter your Google credentials. That way it knows who is actually logging in. So I'm also logged in on Google in addition to the Wi-Fi networks and the Bluetooth. But now I leave Android Auto and I start the Netflix application, and it gives me an error message. And actually gave me the error message because in the initial login with Netflix, you have to be on a Wi-Fi network. You can't just be on your phone network. After your initial activation Netflix on the device, you can go be on whatever network, your phone, whatever. But for the initial setup, you need to be on a Wi-Fi network. So I went and I swapped back over to the Wi-Fi network from my phone network. But I just, now that I'm back on the Wi-Fi network, I logged into Netflix and everything went great, and then I opened the YouTube application. So even though in Android Auto I'm signed in under my Android account, I am not signed in under my account on the YouTube, which is a weird thing, but it's just the way it is. So right now I'm rolling under a guest account, but I just let it run a couple of songs. It was around Christmas time and whatnot. If you have an ad, the touchscreen actually does work to skip the ad, but then I logged back out after I made sure that playing actually worked through my speakers, and then I went and I signed in with my actual YouTube account. And I'll just let it play a little bit so you can see what the interface looks like before I go and I actually sign into my account. But this is me trying to navigate back to the settings, that way I can log in. And even though this is actually pretty long into the video, this is how long it takes to manually type in various passwords and usernames, and you probably have to do it about 40 or 50 times during the initial setup, and then I've never had to do it again in the months since I've been running it. And then it wanted me to sign in and do two-factor authentication once again. I don't know why, but it just wanted it. Alright, and now I am finally logged in and set up on all of my accounts. And the rest of the video is just me scrolling around and trying to and learning how to use it. I also attempt to use the Android Auto map while playing music through the radio FM receiver on my vehicle. I've gotten it to work intermittently, but I have not gotten it to work consistently. It seems like every time I get it to work, it's an error in the software or a bug rather than something that's intended. And as I described in the beginning of the video, I did mount the AI box up underneath my dash where you see, and that in this end of the video just depicts how I mounted it. This is just one way to get wireless Android Auto into your Ford Maverick. I know it's not available as an option except for the Lariat Luxury package, but there are a lot of these AI boxes out there. This one cost me about $85. There are a lot more expensive ones running into the few $100 range, and there's some cheaper ones running down in the $40 and $50 range. But this one has done everything I need it to do. The more expensive ones can also run games and stuff like that, but I decided I didn't need any games. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope this was informative and you got to see some of the interface and whatnot, so you can make a decision if you want a product like this or not. You guys have a great day.